you
her.
are so
You
sweet.
know, such a
Look,
sweet
rocking the
soul.
fur today.
I
It's
I
cold.
know that, man. You look real nice. Got the fur on and everything.
It's cold
That's
outside.
cold. I know. Glenn was talking about that he's gonna steal my coat. I was like, in this weather, man, you'll
Yeah.
get these hands, right? You trying to come for my
Cold.
coat.
Yeah, you cannot leave me
You
outside.
can't leave me outside like that.
Mm-mm.
But y'all, we're gonna get right to it. I got a person on here that I am really, 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 really a big fan of. She is one of the most unique and smart sisters in the city of Minneapolis to come on and talk about jobs. And I got a brother who has worked in public works and came through this program to be able to provide for him and his family. I want to introduce Monique Fish and Farrell Thomas to the show from Public Works. Y'all, how y'all doing?
Hey.
Doing great. Doing great.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. And Monique and Farrell, I mean, y'all almost pushing the record of guests on the show. And it's a beautiful thing because you always got good information. So as I turn it to you, Monique, as folks may not know, just tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do for the city of Minneapolis.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. My name again is Monique Fish, and I am the field support manager for Public Works. And our team helps with our recruitment activities for our training and pathways programs, our summer interns, and all of the safety and training programs. So making sure that we're providing opportunities for residents of Minneapolis and the Twin Cities to come in and get these government jobs that pay really well.
Go ahead, Farrell.
All right. Hi. Thank you guys for having me on today. My name is Farrell Thomas, and I am a excavation foreman for Public Works.
Yeah, and thank both of y'all for coming. And again, like when you come on, like I get super excited about these opportunities that you're going to present. And Kim, as you know, like we just talking about it many times before, being able to give information about jobs is such a beautiful thing, right?
That is so key for our community.
Absolutely. And the thing about it, these jobs are so great. So Monique, I'm gonna have you get right to it, right? So we're talking about jobs. What y'all doing in Public Works, Monique?
Yes, yes. So we are open for our annual recruitment activities for gearing up for spring. So we are open for a bunch of positions in Public Works right now, getting ready for everybody to come on, apply so we can get you into these training programs that are so amazing right now. So all of these applications are open right now through January 5th, and this is an annual thing. So if you've heard about it in the past and wasn't able to get your application in or come through, this is another opportunity to get on board with us.
And I think some of the great things that you are going to give information about, there's so many different types of jobs that you're hiring for. Can you speak to some of the things that you're hiring for, Monique?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's right. So the areas that we are hiring for right now include our solid waste and recycling, transportation, maintenance and repair, traffic and parking services, water treatment and distribution, surface water and sewer, and our fleet services is also looking for mechanics. So the nice thing about this is it's not just experienced folks, but people who are just getting started in their careers or looking to pivot. We have something for everybody, no matter what experience level you're coming in at.
Nice.
Talking with Monique Fish from Public Works. Y'all, we talking about Public Works jobs. She just gave you a brief description on some of the jobs that you can apply for. Again, it is open until January 5th. And Monique, like I love the fact that you talk about this all the time, right? And if I'm sitting here and I'm looking and listening to this show, I'm like, okay, do I need a whole bunch of experience? Do I need to be at least, 18? Like, just talk about like some of the kind of experience that you're looking for with people with these jobs.
Yes, absolutely. So we are looking for people who are 18 years or older and have a valid driver's license and are open to working in all weather conditions. So y'all was talking a little bit ago about how cold it is. Our folks are out there taking care of the city, no matter if it is cold like today or hot in the summer. They're out there doing what needs to be done for the city. So if you are interested in working outside and having some fresh air while you're out there, Public Works is looking for people to join at all levels. And like you said, we have those paid on-the-job training opportunities. So if you don't have any experience, we have 2 training programs that are perfect to kick off your new career in 2025.
Yeah, I have a good question. Because I get a lot of people who call up to the station who's looking for work who, whether they've had a DUI or they may be a felon, are you guys a equal opportunity employer or, what's the criteria around that?
Great question.
Hmm.
Yes, we are a felony-friendly employer, and not just
Wonderful.
ones that say it and don't ever hire people.
Right.
We actually view all of our applications by real-life people, not computer programs.
Yeah,
Yes.
look at
And
it.
anything
Yeah,
that comes
yeah.
up, you're going to be able to explain what's going on.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So everything is on a case-by-case basis. But just
Oh.
because you've had something in the past does not
Mhm.
mean you're automatically disqualified from us.
That's amazing.
A recent
Mhm.
DWI or DUI, since
Mhm.
these are driving and labor positions,
Mhm.
might halt you for a period of time, but not forever.
Okay.
So we encourage everybody to apply for positions and don't limit yourself before an employer, any employer for that matter,
Right.
can tell you no. Sometimes we stand in our own way and we
Mhm.
got to apply for the jobs to know instead of just saying, no, they're not going to hire us.
Okay, that is
That's
wonderful. That's
beautiful.
good news. Yeah, so for those of you listening, just apply. Just try it.
Yeah, yeah. Because what Monique and I'm so glad you had talked about that, and thank you for that question, Kim, because that's
Mhm.
always important. I think a lot of times we talk ourselves out of
Mhm.
applying for some things, right? And,
Mhm.
and for you to be as intentional as you are with being a felon-friendly employer, just like talk about some of the reasons why you decided to do this, and just like how important it is for you to be able to be accessible, these jobs accessible to our
Mhm.
community.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we created these trainee programs 10 years ago, we knew that the market for commercial drivers was changing, for laborers was changing, and we also wanted to give our communities opportunities to have access to these careers, right? And so we talked about what is the challenges that are preventing people in our own communities from doing these jobs. And so we looked at some of the things that were disqualifying people. And if you had something from 20 years ago, that's not stopping you from being successful in this role right now. So why are we limiting that? So we have changed our programming and now are more accessible to potential candidates than we ever have before. There are very few things that are automatic disqualifiers. And we encourage everybody to apply. If there is any red flags that come up, we'll have those conversations with you. But we've had plenty of people say, okay, Monique, I'm just going to apply and see what happens. And then they're surprised and they're like, I got the offer. And I'm like, I told you.
Right.
These are great opportunities to come in and work for the city.
Absolutely. Talking with Monique Fish, Minneapolis Public Works. Any questions for Monique, call 612-377-3456. And Farrell, I got you, so hold on real quick. But Monique, just real quick, I love the fact that you talk about this 12-month paid like trainee program. Like dig more into that. You talk about it being paid. Like just tell us a little bit more about this trainee program.
Yeah, so we have two trainee programs. One is called our Public Works Service Worker Trainee Program, and one is called our Water Distribution Operator Trainee Program. Both of them have a minimum requirement of 18 years of age, a high school diploma, GED or equivalent, and a valid Class D driver's license. So that means if you've never worked anywhere before, that's not going to stop you, okay? We just want to know that you have a good attitude, you're ready to work well with others and take direction, and put pride in the work that you're doing on behalf of the residents of Minneapolis. So you can come in and we'll give you paid on-the-job training. For that service worker position, we're going to help you get your commercial driver's license in the first 6 months. That position starts at $24.08 an hour. So it's not like we're going to give you pennies. This is a real career to get started with full benefits.
Nice.
Yeah, I like being outside, Monique. So not now though.
I was about to say.
So I would disqualify myself off the top, but I know there's a lot
Some
of people
that don't mind.
absolutely
They like the cold.
they love the cold, and being outdoors I think is such a key part of that, Monique. And just like talk about just some of the things that you hear when you talk to some of the people who have these jobs, just the beauty of being outside.
Yeah, some people don't want to be tied inside to a desk all day, right? This has an opportunity for people to take pride in the work that they're doing and actually see for themselves how it's benefiting our communities. The work is always changing because when the weather changes, we change up what we're doing, right? So it's not boring jobs. There's always a lot of collaboration with different public works groups across the enterprise and working with different people. So it's a really great opportunity to have variety in your job and also not be tethered to a desk all the time with amazing trainee program to get you the support that you need to be successful.
And so real quick, Monique, and after this, I'm going to bring you on, Farrell. Like after the training program and I finish my 12 to 18 months, what happens after that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So once you have successfully completed your training program, you have done 12 months and you have your CDL, or you have done 18 months and you have your water certificate, then we're going to automatically promote you. You don't have to reapply for anything. You don't have to re-interview. It's going to be automatically bumping you up to the next title. So for that service worker position, you're going to automatically promote to a service worker 1, and the starting rate for that is $33.92. And so for that position, in a year, you're going to be making over $30 an hour.
Yeah, that's bananas. Like Minneapolis, if you ain't excited as I am and Kim are in this studio, I think something is wrong with you. You ain't woke up today. But we are talking about public works job with Monique Fish from the Public Works Department, talking about public works job. And I got a colleague of hers, Farrell Thomas, on the line. Farrell, you still there? How you doing, bro?
Doing great. Before we get started, I want to say something to piggyback off something Monique said. Monique's not just talking. I'm a living testimony. I had some legal issues. I had some legal issues years ago, and I was one of those ones like, I don't know if they're going to hire me or not. And I came back and they hired me, and that was 10 years ago.
Won't he do
so
it?
if you have so won't he do it? Right. And so if you got any legal issues or whatever, just apply and see what happens. But don't sit back and say, I'm not going to apply. No, you should get out and apply.
Yeah, and thank you. And you jump right into it, and I appreciate it. Like, just Farrell, just like talk about just did you have any hesitations? You know, did you think that maybe you weren't going to qualify? Like, just talk about what your thinking was, and maybe you hesitated before you started to apply.
So when I heard the city public works was hiring, the first thing that came to my mind was they're not going to hire me because I had some legal issues, and that was not the case at all. Yes, I did have some legal issues, but I stepped out on faith and I still applied, and it all worked out for me. And I know as people say, you will see people they say, well, I'm not going to apply because I might have a felony and this and that. No, what Monique's saying is it's facts. If you have a felony and we are felony friendly, we will hire you. I am a living testimony there. And that we do give people chances. We understand that people make mistakes. Your past is your past, but it's about moving forward. And we do hire felons.
Yeah, and I appreciate you saying that. Again, talking to Farrell Thomas, I got 2 questions I want to ask you, bro. First question is talk about your typical day, right? Because obviously I think you enjoy working outside. So talk about your typical day, and then just how do you feel about working for the city of Minneapolis?
Okay, a typical day for me, it starts at 6:30 in the morning. It depends on what season we are. If it's snow on the ground right now, we might snow plow the streets, might be doing alleys. And me personally, I like working outside, and I like the physical work because it's a workout. And in summertime, it might be hot outside, but you have the opportunity to work all season around outside, whether it's cold or it's hot outside. Typical day for me starts at 6:30. 6:30 it might end at 2:30, depending on if we're working overtime or not. And you might be working North Minneapolis one day or during the day, and later on that afternoon you might be working South Minneapolis. You're all over, and we're doing infrastructure and trying to make the city look nice. And so it's so many opportunities. But I love working for the city because I take pride in what I do, and I like the city to look nice. Yeah,
absolutely, and I appreciate you. And you've been doing this for 10 years, right? And the thing about it. I think you probably have, made some moves up in your career. Is there any potential growth that folks can I'm not doing the same thing and I can kind of get promoted?
Correct. Yes. So when I started 10 years ago, like I said, I started off as a trainee, and when I didn't have no experience, I had no experience at all in construction. And when I got in the door, I started off as a laborer. And they flexed me around, and they gave me opportunity to learn so many things. And and it was the hands-on experience, and it was room for growth. And like I started off as a trainee 10 years ago, and I moved up the ladder, and now I'm a foreman. And so there's
Nice.
plenty of room for
Congratulations, bro.
advancement.
Hmm.
Thank you, thank you. There's plenty of room for advancement if you're willing to put in the work and the time.
Absolutely. Talking to Monique Fish, Farrell Thomas, Public Works job. Farrell just came and talked about his experience. And how did you even hear about this, Farrell? Was it KMOJ or was it somewhere else? You know, Monique is always in the street, so you probably ran into her somewhere
Right.
and she put you up on game. Like, how did you hear about these jobs?
Actually, to be honest with you, I heard about it on KMOJ, and I also
What?
heard about someone that I went to church with. So I heard it from two sources.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
And Monique, I'll get back to you. And Farrell, I got one last question at the end of the show. But like now, like we've piqued everybody's interest, like, and everybody is hot waiting for this information. Like, you know, how do I apply for these jobs, Monique?
Yeah, so the applications are open online right now, and the deadline is January 5th. So to ensure that your application information is complete, you should start now in case you have any questions. You can save as many times as you like, but you can not apply after January 5th. So I know you talked a little bit before about if you had any questions or how you can access this information through 311 or through the library. There's a host of ways that we can help you through this process if you need resources. So the important thing is to start now. Those applications are online at minneapolismn.gov/jobs. You can Google though Minneapolis Public Works jobs, and it'll pop up if you can't remember website.
Nice. And you know what, Monique, do you mind just repeating those jobs one more time for those who just started tuning in?
Yes, absolutely. So there is a host of jobs available, and these are for all entry level. So if you are experienced construction CDL driver holder, we have service worker positions. Those positions are a service worker 1 if you have all of the experience. If you're a heavy equipment operator, that is a public works service worker 2. That is also open for application. We have auto mechanics open in our fleet department. So those are great experienced positions that we're looking for as well. And then we have our trainee positions. There's the public works service worker trainee and the water distribution operator trainee. And those are both open for application if you want that paid on-the-job training opportunity with full benefits. It's not just a program where we're going to train you. It's a job that we pay you while you get started here at the city.
And it's good pay, right? 24?
Good pay. So those training positions start at $24.08 and $21.62 an hour.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
And this is a career, right?
Yep.
And I think that's the thing that really started think about it. So if anybody's out there thinking, well, you know, I need a job, this is a career, right? And this is something that I think that you could take and do as long as you wanted to, especially if you like being outside, working with your hands, driving. I think that's important, right?
Yes.
So I really want us to like talk about the narrative. This is a career, not necessarily a job, right? And Monique, just real quick as we go further, is there any tips that you should have folks know about filling out this application, right? Is there any do's or don'ts or must-haves that when they do fill out this application, just to make sure that it's complete to the best of their ability?
Yes.
Yes, and I want to go back one more thing to just piggyback off of what you said. These are careers. So we kind of talked about if you had legal issues or anything like that, but these jobs are for everyone. There's some place to plug in for everything. So if you are like, hey, I'm tired of my construction outfit laying me off in the winter, I'm not moving up in the process, I want to do something different, there's something for all levels. So this is not if you just don't have a job. If you're looking for a way to level up in 2025, these are great jobs that are backed by unions and have pensions. Lots of places don't have those anymore. So working for the city has those benefits. If you are looking to apply, you want to go to the website right now and start to look at these jobs. If you look at it and you say, oh, I'm interested in both trainee positions, you can apply for both of them. There's nothing that says that you can't put your best foot forward in multiple positions. We will let you know what's happening. So minneapolismn.gov/jobs is where you're going to find all of these applications. You can set up your profile. Make sure that you're answering all of the questions. There's going to be some supplemental questions on there. You can say, I heard about it on KMOJ. We'd love to hear where people are finding the information so that we can continue to work with folks just like this so that we can get them into these jobs. But fill out the application and check your email frequently. That's how we're going to communicate with you. So we're not going to give you a call to 100 people asking, do you want to apply? We're going to send you an email and communicate with you that way. And then if you have any questions, once you get in there, you mentioned you can call 311.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to help you with any language, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're like, hey, I don't know if I should put this or that or who I contact, 311 will help you through that process or navigate you to us as a team to help you through that process.
You know, we just in here smiling because we talk about 311 all the time, right?
311 can do anything for you. It's like Siri and Google and Alexa.
It's the truth. And if you speak a different language, they're going to flip the script with you and help you out.
They even go interpret for you. I love this. So, wow, that is amazing. So if you have any problems with your application, just call 311. If you live in the city of Minneapolis, right? You can't be in Brooklyn Park and call 311, right?
You got to be in the city.
In the city of Minneapolis. But that is awesome. Thank you so much, Monique. That's wonderful.
And Monique, I just, I appreciate you coming on, you and Farrell, because, again, this is just, it always blows my mind, just the great opportunity for our community members in this city. As we push up on the clock, Monique, just talk about next steps. So after your application's in, remember Minneapolis, it closes on the 5th. What happens after that, Monique?
Yes. After you submit your application online, then we're going to invite people to a physical agility test. And if you're not sure what that entails, you can Google it or look on YouTube. We have a video of the whole process. So we bring you in to see if you can handle the physical components of that job. And then we will do interviews after that. Once you are, we're going to manifest all the good things. So once you are selected for that position, then we'll do our pre-employment checks, which includes drug and alcohol testing and a medical exam. Then folks will get started with us in time for our spring kickoff at the end of March.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that too, because over the years I've asked you, because I'm looking at this Anytime Fitness, is that I need to get my laps in and get my workout in. The physical agility test isn't that bad, right, Monique? And there's a video, right?
No.
So
there is a video, and we have seen people of all shapes and sizes and ages come through and be successful in that. It is just an example of what some of the physical work activities would be, so that you know if this is a good fit for you and vice versa. Yeah. So it takes less than an hour. You can skip the gym for the day, but we have a video on YouTube so that you can see exactly what we'll be asking you to do.
Sweet.
Yeah, one of the things, and I say that, and I say that jokingly, but not kind of, because I had a friend of mine who had applied for one of the county sheriff jobs, and he said his physical agility test was just off the chain. So this doesn't exclude you if you haven't been able to be in the gym. And Monique, as we go, just anything else our listeners should know about the application, the process? Can I send you a paper application? Do I need a resume? Just any other pertinent information for our community members.
Yes, I'm so glad that you asked that. We only accept online applications. The city does not accept paper. A resume is not required. If you choose to add that to your application package, that's okay. Just make sure you're still answering all the questions that go through on the prompts. So make sure that you're, complete as possible. If you have experience for these positions, nothing is too much. I would rather you put in all the information on everything you ever did instead of missing something that might set you apart from others. Again, that application is open now through January 5th. If you have any questions, you can go to the website. We have a host of information on what's happening throughout these process with all of these positions, and also where you can come and find us in community throughout Minneapolis in our information sessions. where we're talking more about this and you can ask us personal questions.
Minneapolis, we are talking about public works careers. We're going to start using that public works career. And Pharaoh, I want to just bring you in, bro. Just anything that you want folks to kind of take away from your appearance on this show today.
Yes, I would use the word career. I would like to say it's just not a job. It truly is a career. And the reason why I say that is I have worked in the trenches and with some guys side by side, and they left millionaires with millionaires. I'm not even like, I didn't work side by side with guys who's doing construction. In their pensions, they left millionaires. And so it's just not a job, a 8 to 4 or whatever, 7 to 3. You can make a career out of this.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I think the message came across, right, in this show. And Monique, I'm going to leave you with the last word. You know, you've been doing this for so long. One of the beautiful things about this is just your authenticity that first comes through the radio and how you treat people in the work that you do, and always advocating for your people and your community. Just what keeps you going, sis? And you grind so hard. Like what keeps you going in this work?
Okay, we don't have enough time.
you got the mic, so you got to do it.
You got 3 minutes.
So what drives me is my passion is helping people. And right now I'm doing that for providing opportunities to grow their career. That affects their families, which in turn affects our communities. And this is the answer to so many things, right? So many of the problems and challenges that we face in life are stemmed around access to resources and funds, right? So if you provide jobs with great benefits and resources that people can take care of, we're changing the dynamic of our generational wealth. So through getting people jobs, we're doing that and changing the face of our community. So Public Works is really walking the walk behind making sure that we are doing our best to make sure that our workforce reflects the city of Minneapolis residents. And so one thing that I didn't get off that I can't leave without saying, ladies, this job is for you too. This is not just for men. This is for women. We make sure that we go and talk to people all over. Women, you could do this work too. You could be successful and grow in your career. So if you're thinking about this and was like, is this for me? It definitely is. You should apply as well.
Yeah, that's so key. Hey, listen, again, like I told you before, this is one of my favorite shows. Pharaoh and Monique, I appreciate y'all carving out some time. Y'all are always welcome back to this show.
Yes.
Just thank y'all both for coming on today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. You guys, happy holidays.
You too.
Happy holidays to you both.
Man, that is like, I don't know, Minneapolis, like you've heard this information and you've heard it over the years, that I just don't see if there's not anybody out there that this doesn't check a lot of boxes for them.
There's really no, I mean, like she said, just apply.
Just apply.
They look at it on a one-on-one basis. So no matter what, if you had a DUI, if you have some legal issues, if you have a felony, just apply.
Just apply. And it seems
what's the most they could say?
No. No. And it sounds like they're going to do everything in their power, Kim, to make sure that they work with you. And they're going to call you so you don't get that spam rejection letter. They say, hey, listen, this is what we saw. This is what we can do. Can you help us? We can try to help you out.
Right. You can explain your situation.
You can explain your situation.
That's important. And it's not a computer, because I don't like the whole computer, the AI trying to sort through resumes. Oh, and you don't even need to have a resume.
You don't have to have a resume. You got to have a great attitude, a work ethic, and just ready to go to work.
It doesn't get any better than that.
It don't get no better than that. I wish I had this when I was a kid.
Look, I would definitely have a good career. Right. We had 800. We'd be millionaires with that pension right now.
Hey, man, we're working them jobs that I ain't won when I was in high school. I could have knocked this out. So,
man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good to see you, sister.
You too, always.
Looking good with the fur. You warm?
Shorty got them.
Happy holidays.
I am warm. Happy holidays.
I'll see you next week. We got a show next week.
Next week. Yeah, that is right.
Yeah. Good to see you.
You too. One love, kings and queens. Until next time. Up next is Tyler with Water.
89.9 KMOJ FM and KMOJ HD1 Minneapolis, St. Paul. Bringing unity to the community. 89.9 KMOJ, the People's Station.